Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. There's Adrian.
There's Glenn.
And we are here today to take a look at The Who's performance at Woodstock. We're actually going to go beyond the movie clips, and we're going to play a substantial portion of Tommy. And it's also going to include the Abbie Hoffman incident. In case you haven't heard, we'll go over it for you. But we're going to start with Pinball Wizard. So they went on at 5:30 in the morning. So it's barely 6 o'clock at this point.
Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Soho down to Brighton, I must have played them all. But I ain't seen nothing like him in any amusement hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. Stands like a statue, he comes part of the machine, feeling all the bumpers, always playing clean. Plays by intuition, the digit counts are small. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He's a pinball wizard, has to be a twist. A pinball wizard's got such a submarine. How do you think he does it? I don't know. What makes him so? Ain't got no distractions, can't hear no buzz and bells. Don't see no lights flashing, things by sense of smell. Always gets a replay, never tilts at all. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. Thought I was the valley table king, but I just handed my pinball crown to him. Even on my favorite table, he can't beat my best. But his disciples beat him in, and he just does the rest. He's got crazy flipper fingers, never seen him fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball.
All right, right here, I believe. Abbie Hoffman pops up.
I think this is a pile of shit while John Sinclair rots in prison.
Fuck off! Fuck off my fucking stage!
Turn it way up and you can hear Pete yelling some stuff.
Yeah, Pete was saying, fuck off my stage, which was the appropriate response. Apparently, he was on LSD, Mr. Hoffman, and like so many people there, and was allowed to sit on the edge of the stage, and he suddenly felt the need to get up and start making a speech, and that was it. And apparently what happened that wasn't on camera, it didn't get captured, unfortunately, was he started, and then Pete came out, said fuck off, and he took his guitar headstock and bashed him in the back of the head, which essentially knocked him off stage, or at least got him to get the heck off stage. In doing that with the headstock of the guitar against Abbie's head, he knocked his own guitar out of tune. So the next song is out of tune. But we'll get to that in just a moment. Let's take a second and take a look at Pete talking about this incident a few years later. This is from 1977.
When I'm on the stage, let me try and explain. When I'm on the stage, I'm not in control of myself at all. I don't even know who I am. You know, I'm not this rational person that can sit here now and talk to you. If you walked on the stage with a microphone in the middle of a concert, I'd probably come close to killing you. I have come close to killing people that have walked on the stage. Abbie Hoffman walked on the stage at Woodstock, and I nearly killed him with my guitar.
And this got Pete in trouble at one point because there was a venue he was playing at that caught fire. This happened the year before Woodstock, and a policeman came up and tried to get him to leave the venue, and Pete knocked him off the stage. Apparently not understanding the gravity of the situation because he was too much in the zone or whatever. And I have to say, while I respect being deep into the music while you're performing for an audience, there does come a point of deep counterproductivity if you don't acknowledge what's going on around you. Although I can sort of understand getting into that headspace because it helps you get through the show and get it played right. But anyway, so I have mixed feelings about this, I guess is what I'm saying. Here we are at the next song, and you'll hear it's horribly out of tune, and then Pete stops and talks about how the next person coming up, he's going to kill.
I could dig it.
Incidentally, he also said, I can dig it after kicking the police officer off stage. So apparently that is something he uses after there's a situation on stage with him.
It's alright to leave the boy with Uncle Ernie. Do you think it's alright? He's had a few too many tonight. Do you think it's alright? I think it's alright.
Oh, yeah, no. In the break following Pinball Wizard, the inevitable happened. Abbie Hoffman rushed out onto the stage, grabbed Pete Townshend's microphone, and screamed, I think this is a pile of shit, while John Sinclair rots in prison. John Sinclair being MC5's manager, by the way. He was busted for marijuana. Furious, Townsend cut him off with a bayonet-like thrust of his guitar's headstock into the back of the Yippie's head. I don't condone violence, but... Stunned, Hoffman jumped from the stage and, as legend would have it, ran all the way back to New York City. Contrary to the peace and love ethos of Woodstock, this bit of onstage violence was cheered by the crowd. With Townsend's Gibson SG now noticeably out of tune, the group thundered into a brief, do you think it's all right, before Pete announced to side stage onlookers he would kill the next person to walk across the stage. Anger management, Pete. Anger management.
I'm your wicked Uncle Ernie. I'm glad you won't see or hear me as I fill up. Your mother left me here to mind you. Now I'm doing what I want to. Filling up. Down with the bedclothes, up with your nightshirt. You won't shout as I fill about.
I want to note two things about that performance right there. One of them is it sounds like they're not really on top of things again for some reason, or there's an issue where they could not decide where we're going to make the transition in the song, and it seemed to progress for a while. This may have something to do with not being able to hear very well on stage. It could have to do with a lot of things. He might still be mad about Abbie Hoffman, and that's distracting him. Any of those sorts of things.
There's a man I've found could bring us all joy. There's a doctor in town could cure the boy. Doctor in town can cure the boy. from the unreceptive. Says I didn't show no sense at all. His eyes react to life without detective. Here's the kind of answer to your call. See me, feel me, touch me, heal me. See me, feel me, touch me, heal me. There's no chance, no untried operation. All horizon cannot come with me. Imagine no shock from isolation. And he suddenly can hear and speak and see. See me, feel me, touch me, heal me. See me, feel me, touch me, heal me. Eyes can see his ears can hear his lips speak. All the time the needles stick and rock. The machine can feel the kind of stimulation. Even to remove his inner block. Go to the mirror, boy. Go to the mirror, boy. I often wonder what he's feeling. Has he ever heard of what I've said? Look at him in the mirror dreaming. What is happening in his head? Listening to him, I get the music. Gazing at you, I get the heat. Following you, I climb a mountain. I get inside, run at your feet. Right behind you, I see the millions on you. I see the glory on you. I get opinions from you. I get the story. What is happening in his head? Ooh, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. You don't answer my call, even a nod or a wink. That to me, that you don't action, alright. You don't seem to see me, but I think you can see yourself. How does it mirror reflect you? Can you hear me, or do I survive? That you feel me, can you feel my temper? Do you hear or feel, or do I smash the mirror? Do you hear or feel, or do I smash the mirror?
Yeah, I just got to make one note of one more thing here. I'm just thinking about Abbie Hoffman again, and I'm listening to these lyrics talking about watching your own temperature rise, and then you decide it's time to smash the mirror, and it's like all this, and then it's like, why would you interrupt a band like this? It's up here singing about these existential turmoils going on in their head, and about somebody going through something big, as opposed to any of these other bands, like John Sebastian. That would have been perfect, go up there while he's singing about, I don't know, somebody who's not going to belt you with a headstock, of his guitar or something. Just my thought, if you're going to interrupt a concert, folks, at least practice good personal safety. This is not a situation where it's a safe thing to do.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the early days of The Who when Roger Daltrey used to resolve situations by belting somebody.
Yeah, boom.
Told him he could come back to the band, but not if he was going to punch people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty good condition to set, if you're going to get anything done. So yeah, this is really the only Roughhouse band that I can think of where you actually could get punched being in the band, Although I don't think John Lennon was above punching somebody, although it usually wasn't in the band. It was out, Anyway, sorry. All right, here we go. Let's watch for the sun. See if it comes.
up, oh Mr. Normal. Don't try to gain my trust. You ain't gonna follow me any of those ways, although you think you must. We're not gonna take it. 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 Never did and never will. We're not gonna take it. Gonna break it, gonna shake it. Let's forget it better still. Now you can't hear me. Ears are truly sealed. You can't speak of it, 'cause your mouth is filled. They can't see nothing. Pinball completes the scene. Here comes Uncle Ernie to guide you to your very own machine. We're not gonna take it. 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 Never did and never will. No one knows religion. As far as we can tell. We're not gonna take it. Never did and never will. We're not gonna take you. We forsake you. Gonna rape you. Let's forget you better still. We forsake you, gonna rape you, let's forget you better still. See me, feel me, touch me. Heal me, see me, feel me, touch me, heal me, see me, feel me,
That looks like sunlight.
touch me,
Yeah.
heal me.
The sun is rising.
See me, feel me, touch me, heal me. Listening to you, I get music, amazing and true. I get
good grief. And yeah, it does look to me like he's standing in sunlight now. So the sun actually came up. Yeah, apparently the set happened between 5:30 and about 6:35 on Sunday morning, August 17. Still considered day 2. They were performer number 13 that day.
It makes sense that they would play Tommy at the event. And they did it specifically to promote the album.
Yeah, makes sense. It was out
Album
around
was
that
released
time.
that year. So
Yeah, that's absolutely right. As far as, well, I know Pinball Wizard, first time I ever heard that was Elton John. I wasn't hip to The Who until the 80s sometime. So Abbie Hoffman, that's a pretty funny incident. We'll just leave it at that. Yes, I'm Free has always struck me as kind of the moment that things pick up and really pick up. Not so much on the Tommy record, but in any of the live performances that we see of Tommy. And you can hear it here, too. It's just got a lot more muscle, hard rock muscle behind it than you hear on the record. And it's actually a more classic track to my ears, the way that they play it here and on like Live at Leeds and other period recordings.
I think in the opera or in the movie, in the story too, I think the the followers start to rebel, and then it all comes to an end.
Like if you're sitting there in the mud right now listening to it, even if you knew the record,
I guess the idea doesn't really come across that easily. I think the performance at Woodstock was excellent. I mean, it is better than on the album. I think that's true about a lot of bands. It's like they're not the live shows.
I think the only thing with concepts like this album can people take it all in and understand what it is? Because I know a lot of people that love Tommy, but they may not completely get the story. I agree with you that the live versions of Tommy are the way to listen to Tommy. Like, don't even bother with the album as far as I'm concerned. Just the extended Live at Leeds or this show has most of it.
Isle of Wight, I think.
Isle of Wight, yep. Isle of Wight does a great one. Yeah, that one might be my favorite.
I got a DVD with the Who performing Tommy in, I think it was 1989 or something like that. They had an all-star cast.
Yeah.
And they did this live show. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty good, I thought.
That is cool. I actually saw the Who in 1989. However, I got stuck in horrible traffic on the way to the venue. So the only part of Tommy that I saw was the See Me, Feel Me, and then the big finale.
Oh, yeah. Listening to you and all that, yeah.
Yeah. What I remember about 89 was suddenly realizing there was a song called Joined Together, which was an okay single. It was kind of a rarity if you weren't a Who fanatic in the 80s,
Yeah. I remember that song.
Yeah, I remember hearing it, and it's actually got kind of a more up arrangement to it. In the 1989 live version, it's pretty good, actually. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, like, where'd this come from? 1972, what? And so anyway, that was a nice thing. 89, it doesn't compare to the times with Keith Moon and
oh, no.
There's absolutely no comparison, but it was nice to see them, and the Ox was still around. We had Entwistle, so it was a cool experience.
Oh, I envy you. I've never been to a Who show.
Oh yeah, apparently
I'd like to see just how loud it is. I hear they were once in the Guinness Book of World Records as the loudest band.
I remember that, and then I think Motorhead actually beat them at some point.
Yes.
And I think since then, other bands have beaten Motorhead. I forget it. It's
possible.
Folks, always wear ear protection. It's very important.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed this little foray into the Who at Woodstock. It's kind of nice seeing the performance for what it is, being able to see more than what's in the movie. And frankly, the Abbie Hoffman thing was pretty funny. I'm sure Abbie Hoffman didn't think so at the time, but I'm sure he got over it. So if you enjoyed this, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, perhaps liking our video, perhaps leaving a comment below that has something to do with either this video or something else you'd like to talk about in the classic rock world. Any thoughts you have, really, lay them on us, and we will see them for sure. All right. I think with that, we will catch you next time. All right. Take care, folks.
We'll see you all later.